So in the second part of the first assault, you're starting out at portiere alta, and the attacker throws a punta in falso against this guard over here. It's specifically against this guard. Why? And it's a punta in falso. What does that mean? It's my opinion, based upon everything I've read of Marozzo and everybody else, that the punta in falso is describing a thrust that is done falsely, a thrust that is done to deceive. Why would I be doing it otherwise? What am I throwing a thrust over here for? I can't hit him, can I? Is there any way I can reasonably hit him in the face with a thrust on his outside? No, not really. And if he were to attempt to parry that in a common way with the true edge, I could falsely thrust and hit him. There's a false thrust. I've thrown it with a step here because he's in that guard, thinking, oh, he's in that guard, what's he likely to do? Turn his true edge toward it. And if he does that, I can get underneath of it quite easily. False thrust, thrown against that guard in particular. So, if I'm in portiere alta and he attempts this false thrust on me, if I just do this, he's got me. And I can't do anything else of the play. My part's done, I'm done. So what does Marozzo say to do here? If I'm here and I get this false thrust, is I hit it down with my false edge and I go in with a crossed arm thrust. That's fast, dangerous, and extremely effective. So you have to think about why the false edge in particular, and what part of a false edge do we normally make a beat with? Debole, not forte. If I try to make a forte parry, what good did that just do me? Nothing. I still died. He was easily able to get around that. So that can't be it. He's got to do his actions in a way to satisfy his goals, his ends. He's trying to win here. So falso in the forte is not going to work for me. What if I use my debole? I'm hitting him out here, and now also look where my point is. Right here, close to him. If I parry with my forte, where's my point? It's up here. So think of this differently. So as he makes this thrust, I try to hit that down and stop him from being able to do what he wants to do. And now all I've got to do is turn my hand and step. He's got to make a quick true edge parry there. And when he does, he's right in place for me to do that falso dritto. Okay? Punta. What's punta mean? Thrust. False means false, meaning not genuine. So if I simply try to do this, this is going to come in real fast, and I may or may not be able to stop that, but I certainly can't proceed with the play. So I've got to stop him here and then go in. Once this happens, I do this falso dritto, false edge, stepping here and here. Again, looking at the rationale behind why we do what we do. Everything has a definitive reason why we do it that's been thought out. And in this case, if he's in portiere alta, if I make a thrust on the outside of his sword, it in any way thinking that this is a first intention attack, an attempt to wound, what good, no matter how he parries, what good is that? What good is that to me? It's no good. Right, if he's in that guard, if he just turns his true edge to it, if this is with any sort of sincerity, any sort of punta, I go right into it. That can't be what he advocates in any case, and it's not. Marozzo doesn't do that. Marozzo doesn't attack first intention that way. It's a punta in falso. I will say it's a false thrust. What would work for me against that guard? What would make sense? What would be in my best interest as an attacker? Well, how about if I drew this back a bit and did this and came in here. That is a reason I would attempt to throw a thrust on the outside of that guard in particular. So you can see how if I did that, but he intercepts my initial provoking false thrust with his déboulé at the false edge, that stops me right away. And look how dangerously close he is to throwing that thrust. That is right there. And now my hands are a sitting duck, sitting target to strike here. Now I may, though, parry that with my true edge. So let's look at that. The next part. There is more here. We're about halfway done. So if he throws the thrust and I falso beat that down and I go in here and throw this falso dritto, it's called. Throw this up at the hands. And notice how high and straight my right arm is when I do it. It stays up here. And now if he parries that down, I can make a tramazzone to his head right here. You see, a tramazzone, a wheel-like rotating cut. I'll show you that again. Number one, I do this. I go at him, he deflects that. I go for those hands, but he stops it. And right away, I turn that over and strike. You see how I step? I step my left foot forward to my left, my body falling into cinghiara porti di ferro as I strike for the face. He still has an opportunity to parry that, which we'll talk about later because we're not done yet. But this is what we have so far. Step number one, falso beat. Step two, thrust to the face and crossed arms, stepping forward. Step number three, falso dritto, up at the hands. See how I step. If he stops that, I go here right away for the face. It's slow motion. One. And so you can sink here. I think that's a good idea. It's powerful. Sink and throw that. Strike here, strike here. You see, slow motion. That wasn't slow, sorry. I get excited. Sink. 1, 2, 3, 4. The face. He deflected it. I sidestep into a falso dritto going for the hands with my left foot going around behind. Now he can block that without moving his feet. He won't, obviously I'm not going fast right now, right? I'm going very, very slow, but this can be done very, very quickly. And I don't even think he would have time to step. So he'd parry without moving his feet using his true edge as I throw this falso dritto. Now immediately I go into this tramazzone here. He can use his false edge to beat that away from his face and now come at me with a cut. I draw my front foot back near my rear foot, parrying guardia di croce. And now I get a second chance at this falso dritto, again stepping the same way, one palmo with my right foot, and my left foot going behind. I strike the hands and lower into porti di ferro largo. So there's the play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And lower down to here in porti di ferro largo. I want to stress how immediate that is, that thrust right there. Because of the way I parried with that falso and put some sink in it, that can be very fast. In fact, everything in this play is super fast. But be smooth. Be smooth, be elegant. What do I mean by elegant? Keep your head up. Keep your back straight. Don't slouch. Be light on your feet. We use these guards, but we're not heavy in these guards. We're light. Keep your head up, balanced. Here, 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 here. That's it.